Hello students, today we are going to study the human respiratory system. Look at the diagram. This is the simple diagram of human respiratory system. Now first we will start with the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity, a simple organ is nose. There are two nostrils. Through nostrils there is space in your nose, that is known as nasal cavity. In nose, or you can say in your two nostrils, there are fine hairs present in your nostrils. Actually, what is the role of the fine hairs? That they trap the dust particles or which are present in the air, and so they filtered. Actually, they are filtering the air which is passes through your nasal passage. Okay, now from this nasal cavity, the air which we have taken inside comes to the next, that is pharynx. Pharynx is a common passage. It's a common opening where both your, look at this, your mouth. This is the opening of mouth through which we take food inside, and this is the portion of nose, nasal cavity, from where air comes in. So they share a common area that is known as pharynx. After pharynx, then there is larynx. Larynx is another part of, actually we can say it's a upper part of trachea. You have seen a swollen, a bulging area, a bulging area in your neck, larynx. In 8th class we have studied about the larynx, voice box, sound is produced by here. ठीक है. Now pharynx, actually में pharynx जो है ना बेटा, common जो passage है, क्या होता है कि epiglottis you have studied about, I think, epiglottis. It's a muscular flap-like structure. When we take food inside, it covers the trachea. It stops the food to going into the windpipe. In common terms, we call trachea as windpipe. So now here we are talking about only the respiratory system. So air comes from nose, enters the nostrils through nasal cavity, it passes through the pharynx, then it comes to larynx, then it comes to a cartilaginous tube-like structure that is known as trachea, and commonly we call trachea as windpipe. Okay, this is not your windpipe, actually we call trachea is your windpipe. Now this trachea is a continuous tube-like structure which is going to bifurcate into two tube-like structure में. One tube-like structure is coming and it is going to divide into two tube-like structures. These two tube-like structures are known as bronchi. So one is going to your left lung, second is going to your right lung. So left bronchus, right bronchus. Okay, plural is bronchi. Now one is going into the one lung and one is going into the another lung. So bronchi. Further the bronchi, you can see here, bronchi is dividing into many branches. This. So these are bronchioles. These are bronchioles. Further branching of bronchi is bronchioles. Now these bronchioles are further going to divide into this. These bronchioles are going to divide into very fine particles that are known as alveoli. Alveoli are actually this balloon-like structure. This is single cell layer. इसको हम ऐसे बना के देख सकते हैं. एक्चुअली में ऐसे सिंगल सेल है, बहुत सिंगल सेल है. सो दैट बाहर क्या होंगे इसके, बाहर होंगी इसके कैपलरीज, वेल सप्लाइड विद कैपलरीज, ब्लड कैपलरीज. सो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस. यहाँ पे होगा exchange of gases. So these alveoli are actually the structure where exchange of gases occur. So remember this name, very important. Actually the gaseous exchange occur at alveoli portion of the lungs. Now see this diagram again. Now what is this? This is diaphragm. We have studied in small classes about diaphragm. This is diaphragm. It's a muscular structure on which your two lungs are laying. And these are ribs. You can observe by touching your lung portion. They are, you can see these bony like structures. They protect the lungs. Actually their function is protection, and they are continuous from behind side, from back side they are continuous. So these are ribs which protects the lungs. Diaphragm is a muscular structure. It separates the lung portion from stomach. जब आपने डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम पढ़ा था तो हमारी जो फूड पाइप आ रही थी और वो यहाँ पर आके स्टमक में कन्वर्ट हो रही थी. So diaphragm is a muscular structure. You have studied the diaphragm in the lower class, in 7th class I think also. When we take air in, it get downward, lungs get more space to fill the air in itself. So this is diaphragm. Now this is the respiratory structure. Now how the exchange of gases occur? So alveoli are the structure where actual exchange of gases occur. Alveoli are richly supplied with blood capillaries. Now what is going to happen in alveoli, that the blood comes from body as carbon dioxide. So when this blood passes through the blood capillaries around alveoli, there is alveoli, blood capillaries, exchange of gases occur. Because in alveoli we have, these are alveoli are in lungs. So here the air which is present in alveoli is rich in oxygen, and the blood capillaries which are carrying blood from the body. So here the blood is rich in CO2. So there is exchange of gases. Now after exchange of gases, what happens? Capillaries has more oxygen and carbon dioxide comes into the alveoli. So now air carrying much carbon dioxide and oxygen is diffused into the blood. Now this blood will go to the body through heart, and this air we will expel out of the body. How? Breathe out. So this is what happening in the alveoli. Here the exchange of gases occur, and that oxygen which is present in air, it taken inside the blood, and blood, now through blood it will reach to each and every cell of the body, and where that oxygen is utilized for the breakdown of the glucose, and energy is released which is stored in form of ATP. So this is the respiratory system. Now one more question is there in your book, that is given on page number 105, that what advantage over an aquatic organism does a terrestrial organism have with regard to obtaining oxygen for respiration? Actually, in terrestrial animals, we take oxygen from air, and oxygen has about 21% of, air has about 21% of oxygen. Whereas in aquatic animals, they have to take the oxygen, dissolved oxygen. Dissolved means the oxygen which is in water. They have to take the dissolved oxygen, and the amount of this dissolved oxygen is very low as compared to the amount of oxygen in air. So their breathing rate is faster than the terrestrial animals. Their breathing rate is faster than the terrestrial animals. So this is the answer of this question, which is given on page number 105, question number 1. Then there is question number 2. What are the different ways in which glucose is oxidized? This I have explained you. Then third question is very important, that is, how is oxygen and carbon dioxide transported in human beings? So there is a word, that is transportation. How oxygen and carbon dioxide are transported. So only diffusion process is not enough, because we are highly, body size is very high, we have large body size, you can say complex systems are in our body. So only by diffusion process it is not going to be happen, because if only there will be diffusion, then oxygen would take 3 years to get to our toes from lungs. So this is very slow process, only diffusion cannot help us in this. So then you have, I think, listen about of the hemoglobin. Where is this hemoglobin present in our body? In blood, or rather you can say in red blood cells. So this hemoglobin has very high affinity for oxygen. It has high affinity for oxygen, and as soon as from alveoli, when oxygen comes inside the blood, it forms oxyhemoglobin. This oxygen is going to attach with the hemoglobin and it forms oxyhemoglobin, and this is how quickly the transport of oxygen occur. And what about the carbon dioxide? The carbon dioxide is soluble in water, and hence it is mostly transported in dissolved form in our blood. Carbon dioxide more soluble in water and mostly transported in the dissolved forms, and which is also through our blood. So for oxygen has very high affinity for hemoglobin, which is present in our blood. So it forms oxyhemoglobin. So this is a pigment which carries oxygen, and carbon dioxide is more soluble in water as compared to oxygen. So this is transported in dissolved form, and this oxygen is carried by this pigment by forming the oxyhemoglobin. So this is how the transportation of O2 and CO2 occurs in our body rapidly with the blood. So blood circulates in our body, and then these gases get exchanged through the blood, and actual exchange take place in the lungs.